And I love what she said about how we need to share Nigeria stories. Yeah, successful stories. There are some people, they only derive joy in sharing bad news. It's as if they get their energy. If they don't share that bad news, they don't have a life. And don't be an agent of doom. You should let's change our mindset to be, to be youths that will share good news. Let's tell the Nigerian stories. Nobody will tell these stories. We are the ones that will share our stories, and we have to share it right. And I want to encourage us today. Let's be intentional about how we share things online. Let's be respectful when we share our opinions. I mean, it's an opinion. Everybody should have the right to share their perspective. And when we dialogue, that is when we are able to come together to think of the solution. So please, youths in the house, elders, everybody, Nigerians, this is a call to action. Let's share our stories right. So we're going to do things differently from now on. Let's share good news. There's so many things happening in Nigeria. I love Nigeria. I don't know, people that, I'm not saying it's not Japan, but I love Nigeria. Like, the things I can do in Nigeria, I'm sure some people that Japan, they can't do it. And some of my friends will tell me, baby, are you sure you're in Nigeria? And when they say, there's this slogan they say now, see something. But for me, it's see abundance. See abundance. Things are going to be different. And we need to have a positive mindset. It begins from our mind. Thank you very much. Our next speaker, like I've introduced earlier, is Dr. Dorothy Bassey. Please, let's put our hands together for her to come to the stage.
Thank her very, very much. I am not part of this thing, but I am here today because she's one lady I admire very, very much. From the first day I saw her, it was kind of a divine meeting because I was to meet somebody at Sakali in the bank, and that one was kind of throwing me all over the place because perhaps I didn't have the Louis Vuitton bag. So Tutu was sitting behind her, and I just went to Tutu, and the story began. I am so totally proud of her because here I am heading to the 7th floor, and Tutu has, gone over and above, and for that I am proud because she is part of my world. So without boring you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the youth in the house, the entrepreneurs, and the students, my job is to give you my perspective about financial planning, successful sustainability success, and anything money. It is indeed a topic that we all talk about. But will we really understand what we say when we mention these words? So I'd like for us to note the key words that I took out of this topic, and that would include entrepreneurship. I remember once I went somewhere and people were giving some introductions of what they do and all of that, and everybody was an entrepreneur. And I said, is this a new word or what's happening? I thought entrepreneurs were people who actually had something to show, but because maybe there are no jobs, and what else would I do? So that is the key word, particularly for the youth: entrepreneurship, financial planning, economic empowerment. Because we don't have money, nobody's going to listen. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was at our AGM. I'm an environmentalist. I am the first female president of the Nigerian Environmental Society. male-dominated society, a society that will be 40 years in a few years' time. I went there and I was disrupted. So if you do not have economy, if you do not have money, nobody's going to listen to you. That's the truth. And we all know what societies are all about. Some people go there only for their pockets. I went there and I changed the narrative. Long-term success. I have retired 7 years ago, still counting. If you are in the civil service, you can determine what my age is. I do not need anything. But it did not come cheap. It certainly did not come cheap. On Wednesday and on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going for a training. So learning is continuous. I want to leave empty. What do I mean by that? Whatever I have learned, I should not go with it. I should be able to discharge everything that I know. So who is an entrepreneur? I just want two people to, is there a microphone going around? Two people to tell me who an entrepreneur is. Just two. Let's make it a little bit reactive. Let it not be like it's a lecture. Because we all know, I'm not going to say anything new here. Who is an entrepreneur? I think there are lots of business people here. Any volunteers? Yes, sir. Any volunteers? Yes, please quickly. Who is an entrepreneur? This one, this.
Entrepreneur is someone that starts up a business the person that starts up a business bearing the risk and enjoying most of the benefits.
Thank you very much, sir. Another person, yes, sir. Another person is here. Oh, okay. Hello.
An entrepreneur is someone who remotely gives solutions to problems.
Excellent. An entrepreneur is somebody who gives solutions. One more. This and then the last. I said two.
He's an investor.
An investor. An investor. I hope you're all taking note.
An entrepreneur is somebody that sets up a business and that takes a very strong risk.
So we all understand, and we have that like we are following me. So for me, an entrepreneur is somebody who is very courageous, who is very bold, who is very confident. You will not find that in the books. You have to be bold. You have to be confident, because there will be many times they're going to shut you down. But if you're confident and you have conviction in what you're doing, the rest is history. So an entrepreneur, according to the books, a business person, an innovator, somebody who's proactive, somebody who's ready and able to identify opportunities. It should not be saying, I don't reach or I don't nearly reach 70. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Like the first speaker said, you have to prepare. You have to prepare. An Indian came into Lagos because sometimes when I fly out and I'm coming back and I see the foreigners coming in with us, I'm like, is this not the same Nigeria people are running away from? They are seeing what we are not seeing. Obviously, they are seeing what we are not seeing. And according to what one Indian man said, look, money. What is that? And it is true. It is true that if you look properly, there is money everywhere. Forget about government though. Government has its own role. I think what we should be concerned about more at community level is the people who are closest to us, the local government chairman and we. A lot of us don't know. I'm also guilty. Because one, I don't, the hustle is much. But then, if we can identify our local government chairpersons, I know I used to work and we go to the communities. The villagers will come and want to hold you. And I used to wonder. But then I said to myself, as far as they are concerned, they are government workers. So we are government. So if you can get a grip of your local government chairman, there should not be any potholes around where you're living, for goodness sake. That's number one. I was so happy when I was driving to this place today and I saw that the front of Oriental Hotel has been fixed. We do not have to have a $1 billion contract to resurface the whole roof. If you go abroad, it's the same thing. There are potholes everywhere. But when you wake up the next day, they are all filled. As they are coming up, they are filling them. So what are we talking about, for goodness sake, in Nigeria? There are jobs everywhere. There are jobs every single, is it in the environment space, to make the city clean so that we can boost our tourism? What is it? There are jobs everywhere. And like the first speaker said, just look around you. The money is waiting for you to be picked. An innovator, a solution, a solver, there are lots of solutions, there are lots of people facing challenges. Someone said, I think the lady speaker said, the older people have been marginalized. In a way, yes, for those who did not prepare for their old age. You know, because it's natural. As if you have really worked, as you're getting older, you need to slow down. In fact, I woke up this morning, maybe because of all the dancing I did and the AGM, I could not get up this morning. I said, oh, what is this again? Don't forget. What is this again? I thought, I said, could it be malaria again? Because I just had a bout of malaria. But I cannot wait, I cannot get up. Why? Because I'm no longer 40. I'm no longer 30. So, in a way, older people have been marginalized. When I go somewhere here, I see you people don't consider older people. You go to the banks that don't just sit down. You understand? There's no program for the aged. And we're fast becoming like the West. Very soon, parents will be sent off to old people's homes. Very, very soon. And there is opportunity there for young people who can cater for older people in this country, particularly those who have their money. You know, like you can offer services. You can be their personal person. They are not going to offices. They are not going to stress you. If not any other thing, you will learn a lot, and they will gladly pay for it. Gladly. Even though I have a PhD, I did my PhD when I was, I think, 60. I was the oldest in my class. Because I do not accept the status quo. I will never accept, I will always question something. And when you have the mindset to question something, but not to cause trouble, you are likely to benefit from it. I told a young friend of mine yesterday, I said, I'm retired now, but suddenly everybody wants me to come and speak. Be a resource person, I'm doing training, I'm tired. I wasn't as busy as this when I was working. But you see, the truth of the matter is, if you want to give value, you've got to invest in yourself. And it costs what? Money. Because at 60, nobody's going to give me a scholarship. But I saw something. My people, like the Bible says, my people will perish for lack of knowledge. And I think, particularly in Nigeria, maybe that is one of our issues. So, to be a successful business person and an entrepreneur, you got to look at your current situation. What are you holding in your hand? That's right. What are you holding in your hands? What can you give? No, not that one. Next, current situation. Your current situation. And I really want to talk about each one of them. Your assets. What do you have? Because we all have something. Liabilities. Identify them. Your income, either 1 or 10. Your expenses. Do you know that I collect every receipt that I spend? I collect it. It might seem funny, it might seem strange. But if you want to keep track of your money, you have to pay attention to what you your net worth, and your net worth. Do you have a goal, or is just anything flows? Anything goes. If they say stand here, you are there. Sit there, you are there. And of course, what are the plans? Do you have a short-term plan or a long-term plan? Next slide, please. SMART means, I'm sure we all know what it is. That goal must be specific. What do you want? How do you want it? When do you want it? Very, very important. Because we all have goals, but we are not specific. You interview anybody, what do you want to become? They will tell you like 10 things. I want to be philanthropist. I want to be a business person. I want to travel. I want to build house. I want to. That's the usual thing. Pick one and focus on it. It has to be measurable as well. After 6 months, where are you? After 2 years, are you heading there, or there's a deviation? And if there's a deviation, why? Is it achievable? This is where the old people come in. Your mentors. You talk to them. You brainstorm. You ask questions. You look at those who have done the same thing in the past. You just don't get up and blindly follow the flow. And of course, achievable, realistic, interchangeable. And of course, you have to have timelines. So, now that you have identified your goal, now that you have identified the business you want to do, the next slide please. How are you going to go about it? Or are there alternatives? Because disappointment is a very powerful thing. When you are disappointed and there are setbacks, it's enough to take some people into depression. It's enough to take you into depression if you do not have an alternative. So that is important. And it does not mean that you don't have focus. It does not mean that you don't have conviction. It does not mean, it just only means that you are prepared. And you are ready, you are not going to take no for an answer. How are you going to get the money? Is it through savings? Is it through partnership? Is it through loans? All of these things are important. The next slide, please. How many people, the next slide, please. How many people are into, what do we call it? Stocks. Stock, yeah. How many? Let us talk. Can you see? Can you see? You see what we're talking about? How are you going to be financially independent? How is your voice going to be strong? Because you don't have money, nobody's going to listen. That's the reality. Whether it's in Nigeria, or it's in Egypt, or it's in South Africa. If you do not have money, and your own money, stocks. In fact, I was humbled when I saw a man. He's a billionaire. Again. So we don't go work for oil and gas for how many years? You can't talk to me. And what is that? No information, no knowledge. And I said, how did you start? He said, my sister. Conviction. He studied the markets. He studied the markets. I was challenged. I was humbled. A billionaire sitting in his office, and every month he would allocate a certain amount of money into the stocks. I have a personal friend also. The family, the houses they have, I think 3 or 4, inside every one, is from stocks. Because when we go to school, they don't teach you these things. Nobody talks about it unless you're lucky to have an older person who has done it before, or know somebody who has been into stress. There's a lot of money there. 1 naira, 2 naira, that is. So, financial plans, quickly, because of the time, financial plans entails being detailed. And you must have a budget. insurance. How many people have insurance for their homes? You see? There you go. Your insurance companies have big calls all over the city. What do you think they're doing? You don't ask questions. You don't look around. Even if it's just for the contents of your home. Yes, nothing like this happens. Nobody wishes that anything bad will happen. But assuming it happens, what do? You start from that zero. Please, 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 please. If you're talking about financial planning and being a success, you should not be part of insurance. Health insurance, home insurance, car insurance, I'm sure it's because it's mandatory. Life insurance, God bless you. Today, every month, something drops into an account for me because of the life insurance I took. In fact, at that time I was angry, but I wanted the man to leave my office. I was angry, but I wanted the man to leave my office, so I did it. But today, specific, and it will continue until I drop it. How good is that? Knowledge and taking action. That money might seem small for some people, but I tell you, for some months I didn't go there. And I went there to over 1 million. I was very happy. Especially now, when our money is so devalued. So, how do you go about some of these things? I'll ask another question. How many people have the colo piggy bank? How many people have the piggy bank? How many people are in this room, please? Just for my knowledge. Organizers, how many are we in this room? More than 150. So, how many people have the colo? People are not concerned. Okay, yes, it could be digital. God bless you. In digital age. It could be digital or it could be physical. Me, I'm old. I'm of the old school. So my own is physical colo. Piggy bank, yes. It was a guy in the church who introduced me to the piggy bank. And I have not looked back since. Because one of my key prayers, I remember as far back as I can remember, is Father Lord, help me. May I never go and beg anybody for money. No, I had that years back. Help me. May I never. Do you know how depleting it can be? And the person says I don't have it. What do you do? Because nobody owes you anything. We've all been given something equally. It might not be the same, but we have all been given something. I think everybody has a brain, if nothing else. And you are alive. Sobering thoughts, but the truth is always bitter. So, if you don't have it, it's a good idea. Honestly, it is a good idea. Because, again, you never know when you will need something. The man said to me, every day my wife will go and put 1,000 naira or something like that in a box. Every day we go and put 1,000 naira. And she said to herself, she will break that box until the end of the day. And she had 365,000 naira. He couldn't believe it. In church, low income people, ordinary people, but at that time, do you know what 350,000 will be? At that time, not now. So if you have the opportunity, please help yourself. Look inwards. There are lots of things you can do to empower yourself. Because we have this mindset in Nigeria. Government this, government that. And I'm so happy with the present government. You understand? I'm so happy with the present government because, as she said, the government, they have their hands full. They are also dealing with international issues. Okay? So if you are not ready to help yourself, on your own. It's not that government doesn't care, doesn't have our interest at heart. But it's much more than that. Implementation, another one is impulsive buying. Impulsive buying. iPhone 16 just came out and the rush was all over. You see househelps even using iPhone. What are you using it for? What financial calculation are you doing? Samsung, forever Samsung. So, you have all these things on paper, you have all these things on paper, or your discussions and all of that, it's good to monitor. It's very good to go back and look at what you have done, how you have done it, and if you are keeping track. It's good to review your tasks from time to time. How am I doing? I have notes, notepads, a lot of notepads. I have accounts for different things so that I don't derail and one aspect will not suffer because of the other one. And of course, the roadmap. How do you intend to achieve your financial goals? That's like this. Please let's also look at the last slide. Here I have something that is very, very important. No, the second or last. Again, it summarizes what all the previous statements have said. But first thing first, you have to know yourself. The guy sitting behind me says he's a politician. And I had to turn and look at him. A politician. You are interested in what is happening around you. A lot of us are not. Do your homework. Have clarity. Forget about TikTok. TikTok is there. I am on TikTok by default because every time I go to my Instagram or something, TikTok will come. Every time I go, TikTok will come. So what is this? So I was forced to register. Set timelines, be consistent, celebrate what you have achieved because you have done it. You can do it again and again and again. One question I always ask myself is this: those who have done it, do they have two heads? As I am today, I have a dream to fly a plane. I might not fly a commercial plane, but this is my dream. There must be something that gets you excited in the morning. You wake up and you are ready to go. If you don't have that, you are not living. That is the truth. Do not wait for anybody. Do not wait for government. Like the former president said, I am for everybody, and I am for nobody. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving me the opportunity.